Cubs were one of the teams reportedly at Max Scherzer's Pro Day. Is there any chance that the Cubs would possibly sign the future Hall of Famer? We'll get into that. Pete Crow-Armstrong, according to his manager, not going to be the leadoff man to start the season, but how quickly could he turn that into a leadoff gig for the Cubs' fastest player? And more right here on the Cubs Baseball channel. Like, subscribe, thumbs up. Let's get the party started. Thanks for being here today, and let's go Cubs. Thanks for hanging out with us on the Cubs Baseball channel, everybody. Brought to you by DraftKings. Today, we'll know who's going to play in the Super Bowl, maybe by the time you've watched this video. But while we're recording it, it hasn't happened yet. Same thing with Ryan Presley. We don't know what he's going to do yet, at least when we're recording this. But if he makes a decision, you guys will be right on top of that. And could he be the Cubs' next closer? I don't know. I think he's going to take the job, but we'll find out. Let's talk about Max Scherzer, though. This is a guy, and Max Scherzer, who had a pro day, right? He doesn't have a team to play for right now, but he is one of baseball's best pitchers, or at least he was one of baseball's best pitchers, over the last, I don't know how many years since he's been in the big leagues, right? And a lot of teams got a chance to see him pitch, including the Cubs, who sent scouts out there. Now, he's a 40-year-old guy, so, he's up there in age. He doesn't throw that hard anymore, big league standards, right? But he's still someone that has maybe some juice in the tank. And you've seen guys that know how to pitch that have, been able to contribute to teams. Like if you ever watched the movie Major Leagues, remember Eddie Harris, Crisco, Bardol, Vaseline, jalapenos, with all the stuff out there, but he knew how to get outs. I played with guys like that. They just get to a point where it doesn't matter about spin rate and velocity and all that stuff. It's just that there's just a ability to get outs that these guys can help you do. And then also it's like having an extra coach out there, someone that is super experienced. So we'll find out. Now, last year, he was with the Rangers, didn't pitch that much, back, shoulder, hamstring problems that cost him time. He is, obviously a guy that's up there in age. Is that going to continue, or is he going to somehow be able to bounce back from that? Chances are he's probably not going to. He's only thrown 88 in the third innings since the Mets traded him to the Rangers a couple years ago at the trade deadline. Rangers still won the World Series. He's a two-time World Series champion, but he didn't really contribute a whole lot. Now, the guy's won 3 Cy Young awards, and he's got a 3.97 ERA with 93 strikeouts and 17 outings as a Ranger. But the fastball sits at 88, right? Still has a 23%, just under 23% strikeout rate. So like I said, the guy still knows how to get outs, right? Debuted in 2008. He's an 8-time All-Star and a 2-time World Series champion. But I love the fact that he's won 216 games in the modern era of baseball. And he's also, a guy who has finished in the top 5 of the Cy Young 8 different times. And he's led the league in strikeouts a bunch of times, including 2016 through 18, 11th all-time in punch-outs. All this is great stuff. But at the end of the day, is he going to come and contribute to your team winning a World Series? I feel like the Cubs have signed so many of these guys who you wonder about where they're going to fit in. If you thought you could get a semi-healthy Scherzer, maybe you do it. If I'm the Cubs, I pass on this deal and let him go somewhere else. I mean, some of these guys, you'll see them. They'll come back. They'll have like a good month. And then all of a sudden, the rigors of the season start to kick in. The only time I remember, guys, a player in this age really having success was during the steroids era. And that was one of the reasons why I always felt like the steroids era statistics shouldn't count, because now you throw steroids on these guys and all of a sudden they're healing faster and they're not 40 anymore. All of those back, shoulder, and hamstring issues go away or they heal faster. But that's not the way that the game is anymore. So We'll see what happens, but I just don't see this being a fit for the Cubs, although I do wish him the best. I think in the game of baseball, we love those guys that are the contributors to the game and make such a difference, over the course of time. And he's going to be I would consider a first ballot Hall of Famer. Now, I want to tell you guys this. Like I said, we got the NFL playoffs are coming down to and today's one of the best days in NFL football and pro football. The NFC champion and the AFC champion are crowned. And you got one team going for 3 straight championships, which is something that's never happened in the Super Bowl era. But could Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce pull that off? Or is this Josh Allen's season? How about Jalen Hurts? Is he going to get back to the Super Bowl? Can he win one of these, right? And it's already Super Bowl 59, which is still crazy to me. What about the Commanders and Jaden Daniels, the upstart rookie quarterback? Is he the next Patrick Mahomes? We're going to talk about that at another time, probably in your living room watching football. But what I do want to tell you is that we've got a deal right now using our promo code CBC. That is, it stands for Cubs Baseball Channel. And you can use that promo code right now. $5 gets you $200 in bonus bets. So take advantage of that. Just download the app. We've got just a few games left this season with 8 teams battling it out to make the conference championships. Get in on the action right now with my partners at DraftKings Sportsbook. They are offering all new customers $200 in bonus bets instantly after betting just $5. Don't let this slip away. Download the DraftKings app now and sign up using our promo code CBC. The crown is yours. Stay in on all the action and use your $200 in bonus bets on DraftKings same-game parlays for a shot at even bigger payouts. Combine multiple bets together from the same game. Love the thrill of live betting? DraftKings has got you covered. Bet live on in-progress games right as they happen, making watching the game that much more exciting. If sports betting is not available in your state, don't worry. You can still join in on all the fun with DraftKings Daily Fantasy and have a shot to win cash prizes. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. New customers use my promo code CBC and bet $5, just $5 on any wager, and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. That's promo code CBC only at DraftKings Sportsbook. There's a lot of questions about what Pete Crow-Armstrong, the guy I call Hollywood Pete's going to do this year for the Cubs. And I feel like for the Cubs to have their most successful season, he's going to have to be a true contributor. But when Craig Counsell was asked by the gang at The Athletic about Pete Crow-Armstrong being the leadoff man, Counsell basically said the best offensive players hit the most. That's kind of always going to be the original thought. I think Pete could get there. Pete is a developing baseball player, and I think we still want to get that right. There's no lineup decisions made, but frankly, gut says no, he won't be at the top of the lineup or something to that effect, right? That's not quote unquote, but paraphrasing what Counsell said about Pete Crow-Armstrong. One of the things I loved about Craig Counsell was when he took over, he was just like, hey, look, I'm going to bring young players up. I'm going to put them in position to succeed. And that may be, succeeding defensively. That may be running the bases, that for these guys, you had Pete Crow-Armstrong batting near the bottom of the lineup. He wants those guys to get confidence and learn how to play the game at the major league level before he all of a sudden throws these guys up and expects them to be star players. Now, for the Cubs to be successful, I think that Pete Crow-Armstrong's got to take the bull by the horns here because he could be a dynamic leadoff hitter. And he's someone who the Cubs really need to figure it out at an advanced level. Now, he ended up hitting .237 last year in 123 games, right? I felt like he was getting better as the season progressed, but the biggest issue to me is he only had a .286 on base percentage. And I feel like if you're a leadoff guy, you've got to figure a way to get on base, even if it's not with hits. He ended up with 88 hits in 372 at-bats. but he only walked 21 times. So to be a leadoff guy at the major league level, you've got to get the walks up and the strikeouts, which were just under 198 down. The good thing, though, for him is that I think we all saw flashes of how good Pete Crow-Armstrong can be. But for the Cubs, if they're going to contend with teams like the Dodgers, Pete Crow-Armstrong's going to have to be a guy that I think slides up into that leadoff position and takes the bull by the horns. We'll see if he's able to do that. But I love that Craig Counsell's not putting a lot of pressure on him. Hey, you know what? It's the top of the lineups for the best guys. He's not there yet. Maybe he'll get there, right? Finally, the last thing I wanted to say was Adbert Alzolay signing with the Mets. He's such a class guy. He even sent Cubs fans a message basically thanking them for his time as a Cub. Now, he was signed as a Cub, came from Venezuela, learned English very fast, fit into the clubhouse, was a leader, made himself learn English so that when he came to, when he got to the big leagues, he'd be able to communicate. And he was great. And it's a shame that he blew out with the Cubs. He was used a lot. There was a time when he was as reliable as a closer. I know it wasn't a long time, but it was part of that 23 season in baseball. And I wish the guy nothing but the best as he goes to play with the Mets. And it's tough business sometimes. You take a guy off the 40-man roster and he can sign wherever he wants. So he signs a minor league deal with the Mets. Don't be surprised if he doesn't pop back up and turn into a pretty good pitcher one day, Adbert Alzolay. So congratulations to him on getting another opportunity. And I do hope that he makes the best out of it because he's someone that I really, really like a lot. All right, guys, again, let me throw this up here for you one more time. Our promo code is CBC for Cubs Baseball Channel, DraftKings, $5 down, $200 in bonus bets. Take advantage of that. They're the ones that help put this channel on for you guys. They're our first big sponsors, so we want to make sure that we hit it hard for them. We appreciate those guys so much. But most importantly, I want to thank you guys for being here, being part of the channel and talking Cubs every day. Ryan Presley, when that happens, you know that we're going to jump on. And if he ends up taking the deal with the Cubs, probably do a live show. I don't care if it's 3 a.m. I just want to make sure that we hit that hard. So we're waiting. Everybody waiting right now. While I'm recording that, he hasn't put it out there yet, but could be sooner than later. And I think he's going to take it because they signed Josh Hader and moved him to the setup guy. He was doing a pretty good job as a closer. Hey, why not show your old team what they're missing out on? Thanks for hanging out, everybody. And we'll do it again tomorrow unless something breaks. Fingers crossed. Go.